Okay, Tyler Perry fans, this video is about shedding tears. The top 5 moments, for me personally, top 5 Tyler Perry moments that have made me cry. And when I say cry, at the bare minimum, it's like, tears begin to form. And sometimes, I break down like, but as a person who rarely shows emotion, I can literally tell you the last time I cried, and that was probably about, hang on, what is it? It's 2023. Last time I remember really breaking down, that was April 2021. Other than that, I might have just cried from like coughing or something, but in terms of like cry, no, that was 2021. So, these are moments that really got to me, really got to the old ticker. And I know it's different for everyone, and this is going to be encompassing every Tyler Perry project. It's not just like, oh, top 5 Sistas moments that made me cry, which I can't even think of one that made me cry. Now, there's a difference between crying, laughing versus crying, hence why this is more of an emotional cry versus like, oh man, like so-and-so told that joke and it had me dying laughing. So, number 5, Medea's family. Oh, wait, hang on. I think it was Medea's Big Happy Family. I forgot the character's name, but it was Loretta Devine's character, the mom of the family. And it was the sequence of her during the song Tired. I think that was the name of it. It was like, I'm even tired of going to church. Tired. Yeah, I know that was bad. But I've recorded several videos prior to this one. But yeah, it was like her in the hospital and, just like the family falling apart, and then she died. Because the whole thing was her inviting the family over like one last time for a big family dinner. And everybody was just at each other's throats. So for her to die, and the family's reaction to that was pretty just intense, because this woman was literally dying. And it felt like Catherine, when she had breast cancer and she told Jim, she told Hannah about it. I was literally dying in front of my family's eyes and nobody even noticed. So the last thing I want to do is try to, kill myself trying to keep this family together. I think that was like the middle of season 1. All right. Number 4. And this is more of a happy kind of cry or, emotional moment. Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Father, Can You Hear Me? The music. Oh man. And then, when Tiffany's mom came in and sang as well, from her going to rehab and whatnot and getting better and embracing Brian's character, man. I mean, how does that song not make you feel something inside? From the pastor singing, Tiffany singing, and the background choir. If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Tamala Mann in that choir as well? So they really brought the house down. That was Let Me Hear You Say Yeah, yeah. That was great. And then of course Charles, when he got his bald head ass up and started walking with that cane to the front. But it was great. It was great. Number 3, Haves and Have-Nots. Hannah and Candace reconcile after so many years, not just for us in terms of years watching the show, but in terms of their own timeline. The fact that, okay, I forgot the episode title. It was either close to, 15 minutes. Yeah, I think that was the name of it. So 15 minutes. I couldn't tell you what season it was, but it was one of the later seasons. 15 minutes. Charles was the one that convinced Candace to go reconcile with her mom. And ironically enough, the last 15 minutes of the episode, it was these two talking. Mainly Candace doing the talking, but she really just wanted to reconcile. And it was great. And I think my favorite part of this was the fact that even though Benny was in the scene, he didn't have any lines to say. He was there reacting non-verbally, and that was the best thing that could have happened. Because if I remember, Derek was in the other room. No, wait a minute. I think Derek was in the kitchen and he overheard everything and he was crying like a baby. And Hannah was like, oh, well, what are you crying about? It's okay. And then because he opened his shirt and revealed the lion tattoo. And then Hannah was like, oh my God. It's because he must have overheard Hannah talking about the whole tattoo thing. So Yeah, I think that was the mid-season or something. And wow, dang, yeah, this was great. The only thing that sucked is it wasn't long after this where, you know, she went from saying mama to Hannah, and then Hannah was like, oh yeah, we're back to Hannah again, huh? And I remember these two whooping Jim's ass together. It was great. It was great while it lasted. So yeah, these two reconciling that moment was definitely beautiful. Number 2, a more recent entry into the list. Zatima season 2, episode 2, when Zach was breaking down in his car, telling Fatima about what happened when he went to see his mom. You know, the fact that she just left him in the grocery store, and that reminded him of when he was a kid, and you know, the whole thing with the gas station and the truck driver. So just seeing Zach, this character, he's had moments where he broke down, but it was really like, you know, pleading with Karen to believe he wouldn't steal from her and things like that. But to see Zach going from like frustrated crying, you know, because of Karen's bitterness and whatnot, to actually seeing him as a hurt little boy in a grown man's body because of his mom, that truly was a emotional moment that I will not soon forget. From the acting to the build up to it, it just shows you that, and I'm not trying to get too dark here, but, or I'm not trying to, but you know how people who seem to be on top of the world, money, fame, all the women or men, you know, they want things like that. It doesn't matter. If you aren't emotionally strong, if you don't have a strong emotional core because of past trauma, you can fall, whether it be drugs, the YouTube friendly word for taking your own life, or self-deletion. Those things, money and all that stuff, it doesn't heal a broken heart, you know, or, you know, lingering trauma. So it really was a powerful message there. I mean, you could say I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think I am. I think that Zach's situation could definitely be relatable to black men, since, you know, in terms of black people in general, mental health is finally becoming a topic of conversation. But this was something else. Like, you know, this wasn't a toxic masculinity moment. It was a black man who was crying and a black woman who was allowing a black man to feel. That's what made this moment so beautiful to me. And, you know, Fatima not just saying, I'm here with you, Zach, but I can't help you in this situation. You need to talk with somebody. So that's another thing. It wasn't Fatima leaving Zach out to dry. I mean, hell, even when she's like, let's go back in the house, and Zach's like, I just want to sit here for a bit, and he said, go inside. Fatima's like, I want to stay with you. That's another thing. And then she goes on, it's like, look, you need to talk with somebody, you know, to get this straightened out, because we're building something here. We're trying to build a family too. And we need to be at the top of our game. So you need to be strong. And it wasn't her saying, suck it up. It's like, get the help you need to fix this. I'm not carrying a cross that I can't bear. I can't do it because I can't help you with this. I will be here with you through this, but in order to get this fixed, you got to see someone. Beautiful. Number 1, I think you all know Jean, when Jason assaulted her and murdered her in the Oval. I don't want to linger on this too much because you all know how choked up it makes me. But yeah, long story short, Jean, in terms of, I think the personal bit of it was that I had just spoken to her, or Ashley, during a Instagram live, and then next thing you know, she dies, and I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, and I think that was like the Tyler Perry death. I don't think there'll ever be a Tyler Perry death that will affect me the same way. You would think, what about Amanda, or what if Jasmine from Sistas? No, it's like, no, there was something about Jean that this. A piece of me died when she got murdered, I swear. So yeah, those were the, yeah, because I was actually on camera crying during that. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, those were the 5 Tyler Perry moments that make me emotional. I'm pretty sure I forgot some, you know, from like plays and whatnot, but I really do think that these 5 sum it up. So again, Medea's Big Happy Family, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Zatima, The Oval, and the haves and the have-nots. So thanks so much for tuning in. like, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments your top 5 or just any Tyler Perry moments in general that truly made you emotional.